there. They can pop you for that. They can pop you for, I mean, if you're just doing something as simple as just regular, like vitamins.
You can't have a fucking vitamin.
Energy vitamins that you can buy like 7-Eleven or whatever. Can't have those.
Can you have coffee?
That's a good question.
Green tea?
I wouldn't see why not, right?
No, because it elevates your caffeine levels.
That's right.
They don't want elevated caffeine levels. Anything that boosts your nitrous oxide, anything that makes you more alert than you would be naturally, no.
You can't even have like an all natural nitrous fucking oxide that opens up your blood vessels.
I said no.
You can't even. In fact, now they
So
change. You
weird.
can't even do an IV after weigh-ins.
No, I know that's such horseshit. Yeah. Well, and I kind of get that because the reason for that is they want safety. That's why they were thinking about making you fight at a natural walk weight. You have to fight at your natural weight because there's people that are dying fucking cutting weight. It's getting absurd.
Yeah,
people are trying to cut 40 pounds before their fight. They walk around at 180 or 175 and they're fighting at 135. That's stupid. It's crazy.
Unhealthy.
Chris Cyborg tried to get down to 145 and about died. Mm-hmm. I mean, she videotaped the entire thing so that she could show Dana White, listen, I'm not – you want me to fight Rousey. She can come up to 45. I'm not fucking making 35.
And she was talking about doing the 35s.
Yeah. Well, that's because it was the only way she was going to get a Rousey fight.
Yeah.
So
someone like that, do they juice those girls that you're talking about?
Cyborg? Absolutely.
And Rousey?
I'm sure. I've seen
She's
her.
on the Dolce diet.
Yeah, I've seen her when she's walking around at her natural weight. She's kind of chunky. She's a chunky little monkey. But so I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I know she works her ass off, in the gym, in training and stuff like that. But I wouldn't be surprised if she's gotten away with a little something.
A little something, yeah. I'm
Well,
not gonna lie. I'm not one of those girls that looks in the magazines and the models and it's like, oh, I wish I looked like that. I look at someone like that. I'm like, damn, she's badass. I want to look just like that. I want to be that fucking like. But so it just makes me wonder if they have a little extra
It's
help.
out there, but it's gotten so good and so the chemistry and everything. They've gotten so smart about it, and they're able to get this stuff out of your system most of the time. It's just that every now and again they get caught with that high level. So
it's all a matter of USADA or WADA catching up to whoever is, making whatever performance enhancer next. It's just a cat and mouse thing. That's all it is. You're going to get away with it for a little while, but they're going to find out.
Well, they're catching people after they fight for the second time. So they might have been hot on the first fight, and then they'll have another fight. But then you hear it right after the fight that now they're suspended. It could be 6 months, it could be 3 years. Because of that other fight, but they didn't catch it until after the second fight, which is I don't know why they would ever.
I think that has something to do with like if USADA tests your blood and they come back and they say it's hot, you have the right to appeal or have it tested by an independent laboratory. So that adds time to it. So by the time they get the results, then you can dispute the result. It has to go through that process. Then you claim or you want it tested by an independent laboratory. Then it has to go through that process. And then the fucking final results come out. And then, okay, now by that time, now it's like, okay.
Yeah, well, that's what happened with Gastelum.
Kelvin.
Yeah. So, I mean, he got his suspension, all that stuff. And then you got people like Cowboy who his levels were super, super high. And they allowed it because it was for his pain stuff that he had because he just he got in that really bad boating accident, I think it was.
He's a nut job. Everything he does is trying to break his body.
Try living with the guy.
No.
So
No.
okay, so why? I mean, if someone wants to take a performance-enhancing drug, why is it such a huge deal? I mean, because they have an edge over someone else?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you take someone who just is naturally big and strong, like you, Drew, versus someone else who isn't, so, I mean, you have a genetic fucking advantage over the other guy. You see where I'm getting with this? Like,
yeah,
what
like
the fuck?
they would have to test your natural levels. Like they should test your natural levels because Mike at 300 could be fighting a natural 300 test level. Could be fighting a kid who's 28 years old and has a 900 test level.
Yeah,
does that give him
Yeah.
an advantage? Of course it does, man. I mean, he's younger.
You can't be mad at him for it.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's on the straight and narrow and he's just got high levels because he's a young dude and.
So how do you feel about what if it went back to the way it was originally, where everybody was not being tested, and if you're doing it, you're doing it. If you're not, you're not, but you're getting in the fucking cage and you're banging it out anyway.
I would say let it happen.
I do too. That's where I'm at.
And I'm not even a fighter. I mean,
you're doing it to yourself. You're doing it to your own body. And yes, I mean, you still have to cut down to that weight. You still have to be able to fight at that weight. You still have to. So your body is stronger, but everybody's got the option. So if you're coming in naturally and you don't want to do performance enhancing drugs, then okay, then you're getting in there with a guy who potentially could be using PEDs. You're making that choice, right? Yeah. And the fights were better. There wasn't as much controversy. You're not losing half the cards. I mean, there's
Overeem.
Yeah. Alistair Overeem. Thank you. That's the guy we were trying to figure out who it was at the very beginning.
It would come
eventually.
He is black.
It always comes.
And he is a heavyweight. Yep, Alistair Overeem. His physicality changed completely.
Yeah.
Like that guy was like a Greek god when he was first fighting in the UFC, and now he just looks like a.
Yeah, but he can't look at all the guys in K1 in Pride. Yeah, that came from there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way. I mean, because there's two body types. There's the really muscular, huge son of a bitches
Alistair
that
Overeem.
Definitely are on some juice, or there's just naturally big ass dudes who are also at one point or another was on that stuff, and that's the why they look the way they do. At that point. So let it happen. I mean, what's going to hurt? It's going to bring competition. It's going to bring more money. It's going to bring more fighters, and it's also going to get rid of more fighters. So there's not going to be such a saturation of all these assholes that want to be fighters because you got a guy named Brock Lesnar who's just going to completely manhandle you and rip you in two. Because I don't care what anybody says, that dude is on every fucking steroid ever.
No, really,
all at the same time.
No.
This dude's got track marks on his arm.
I'm shooting it between my toes now.
That's why he got that stupid ass sword down his spine or his sternum.
Divided in that.
He's poking in the stomach. Yeah, that's a good spot.
I mean, obviously, with what I do, I'm a proponent of doing things naturally, But at the same time, it's a motherfucker's choice. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's
I agree. And you're getting in a cage knowing that the guy's going to try to rip your head off. If you're walking in natural and you're still confident in your abilities, then do it.
Well, and take cycling, something that we know nothing about. You got Bonehead had ball cancer, and he was on. You don't know who I'm talking about?
Oh, Lance Armstrong. Okay.
So, yeah. So he had ball cancer, and technically, to get his test up, that's what you would have to do since your shit's all jacked up. He just took it to that next level and figured out, well, this is working. Why the hell not, right?
Who needs these nuts?
What is it, 7 or 8 Tour de France's? You say France?
Tour de France?
Yeah. Why not? Who gives a shit? The dude is, you're on a bicycle. Imagine this. My big ass on a bicycle riding, what do they do, 60, 70 miles a day or something?
Can I get you a pink tricycle?
I'll ride it.
He will.
I believe it.
Got no shame in that shit.
He'll go live on Facebook while riding it.
I'll put a stereo on that bitch. And
toilet seat.
Yeah.
Stick a toilet seat on it. You never have to leave the
rat rod style.
So you brought up what you do. Let's talk a little bit about what you got going on.
Yep. What do you want to know? Ask me questions.
Tell me about it. What's going on? What do you do? What you got?
Spot. I don't do anything.
So these are products that are healthy.
So, I mean, I literally, I approach this topic carefully because I could sit here and talk your fucking head off for the next 2 hours and give you so much science and info and whatnot. So I guess my brain is sort of rolling around thinking, okay, what are the quick topics I could
give me here? The short guy, the short attention span version for a guy who's who falls asleep when people talk too much.
The long and short of it is our food is deficient. Period. The end. I mean, that's not
Agreed.
That's not jargon from my company. That's just what it is. And so what we do is we provide the body with all the phytonutrients, micronutrients, which is something when we were talking earlier about how when people fail with getting all this stuff in their body.
Macros, yeah.
Everybody's so focused on macros that they forget about their micros, their minerals, all these things that I mean. People take extra BCAAs added into their diet, yeah, exactly. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So, so that's what we do is we come in and we say, okay, cool. What are you doing now? What are your goals? What do you need? And we feed the body what it actually needs. And we also get rid of the toxins, which if we're going back to talking about HGH, you clean your body out of all the toxins that are clogging you up. It's do you guys know plumbing very well? Can I use a plumbing analogy? I'm really good with those.
Do it.
I'm really good with plumbing.
I know how to plunge it.
and he needs to often.
I know how to put the snake down in there.
I know if it's leaking, then it's not good.
Just dripping from here to there.
If they're
randomly.
Right.
Anyway, so I mean, okay, or cars. I don't know cars very well. I just know plumbing really well, which is why I want to use a plumbing analogy. But you take a urinal, for example. Your piss is full of uric acid. So you go pee in the urinal. Over time, it clogs up with uric acid and crystallize calcium.
Is that the stuff that's on the inside of the plumbing?
Mm-hmm. That's what's on the inside of the P trap, the plumbing, all of that. So you want
it's my uric acid.
It's your uric acid and your calcium. You're gifting to the city of Colorado Springs
at a very slow rate due to my enlarged prostate.
This guy takes.
It's trickling.
You take a piss like once every 30 minutes.
Well, that's my enlarged prostate problem, and the fact that normally when I come here, it was just right in the right amount of timing that my pre-workout is affecting me. So,
all right,
so you're shaking around.
Back to plumbing.
So anyhow, for that to flow properly, you have to clear out that crystallized uric acid and calcium, right?
Gotcha.
Same thing with the body. If you're clogged up with free radicals, toxins, I mean, on and on and on and on and on, your HGH levels, your hormone, I mean, your body's not going to function properly. So what we're a big proponent of is clearing out your body, resetting it to allow it to reach those levels naturally.
So your product is a cleansing product?
No. The 3 pillars are the meal replacement shakes that come from New Zealand. And the reason why that's important is because New Zealand, it is illegal to use pesticides, herbicides, toxins are illegal over there.
Nice.
So their soil is completely clean. So the protein that we're getting, the animals that are eating the grass or the grains or whatever over there are producing clean protein.
Gotcha.
Essentially. I won't even go into undenatured versus denatured. Like I said, I gotta reel in my brain here. But so that's one of the big proponents is in that meal replacement. You're getting your BCAAs, your fatty acids, your amino acids, your all of those things. And then the cleanse is cellular. So it's going in, it's getting out your visceral fat that lives around your stomach, around your organs, the scary shit, right?
Yeah.
And it's cleaning out your body. And so what people don't realize is when you've got a clean body, your natural HGH levels are going to boost on their own. They're going to flow properly.
How long does that take?
Well, I mean, everybody's different, but depending on where you're at with your nutrition, et cetera. I mean, it could take. Well, how long does it take for what to boost your HGH levels?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you're in it for the benefit. So how long before you start seeing that result?
If we're talking about muscle growth and your HGH levels going up, I mean, you're going to start seeing a result pretty much immediately. When I started my journey with this. I'm trying to stay compliant here. When I started my journey, people noticed within 3 days. My strength went up almost immediately. Yeah.
And you say people notice within 3 days, like your
I didn't
physical
even notice
appearance?
my physical appearance. In fact, there's a girl. Her name's Angeliki Musto. She's a bodybuilder in town. She's beautiful. She's amazing. She's from Greece. She would, and I look up to her, right? She came up to me within 3 days. She's like, "What are you doing? What are you taking? I want it. What is this?" And I'm like. I wasn't all educated then. I'm like, I don't really know. I'm just taking this stuff. And, I don't know,
Girl,
whatever.
you're glowing. What are you on?
Seriously, your skin is amazing. I want to just rub myself on it. But yeah, so within 3 days, I mean, I noticed a difference.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, somebody who's completely sedentary, out of shape, eating like crap,
Yep.
and they've got to do something because the doctor says they're going to drop dead.
Yep.
This benefits them.
Absolutely. In fact, most of our clients don't go to the gym. They're not gym rats. In fact, gym rats are the hardest people to talk to. So,
Because we know everything.
You do know
We got it going on.
everything.
Yeah. As long as I keep my rep count solid, man, I'm good.
You're
So
good.
good.
Some
Yeah, so
BCAAs
good.
and some creatine and some protein shakes. And
So, but someday we'll go into ingredients and then I'll get super passionate. But
So what you're saying is the product is good, and people should try it.
well, yeah.
what
If they wanna
separates
feel
it from
better.
everything else that's out there?
Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you for asking that.
Can we say it?
Yay.
Can we say it?
Yeah.
Your telemarketing, TV commercial, Herbalife bullshit.
Yeah, all of that stuff. Because there's so many of them out there.
Ingredients.
So that was the first conversation that we had when I was talking